Happy morning to all girls. Today we are going to see Prose 3. Title is A Snake in the Grass by R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan. Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayana Swamy, commonly known as R.K. Narayan, was an Indian writer known for his work set in fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. He was a leading author of early Indian literature in English, along with Mulk Anand and Raja Rao. So, commonly he was known as R.K. Narayan, but his full name was Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayana Swamy. In Indian, he was an Indian writer known for his work set in a fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. He was a leading writer of the early Indian literature in English, along with Mulk Anand and Raja Rao. He was born on 10th October 1906, Madras, now it's Chennai in Tamil Nadu Presidency. He died on 13th May 2001 in Chennai. And then his wife Rajam Narayan. And then his notable awards are Filmfare Awards for Best Story, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushana. And the next, R.K. Narayan, his period considered 1906 to 2001. As one of the leading figure of Indian literature in English, already has said, his famous works are The Guide, The Financial Man, Mr. Sambat, The Dark Room, The English Teacher, The Tiger Heart, Malgudi, and so on. Now, the characters. Here, in this house, there are 6 persons, mother and 4 sons, one old servant, his name is Dasa. These 6 are very important, and then old beggar woman and a snake charmer and their neighbors, inmates. Introduction. Actually, A Snake in the Grass is a funny story mingled with humor. Okay, it's a mingled with humor. R.K. Narayan has portrayed, R.K. Narayan has exposed the falsehood nature of Dasa. Who is the Dasa? Dasa is the old servant in the inmate. And Dasa's character lies in his presence of mind. Okay, he lies in his presence of mind. He convinced the members of the family by using his fraudulent nature. Here, he convinces members of the family by using his fraudulent nature. It seems cheating, dishonest way. Okay, though he is an old man, even though he was an old man, he controlled the situation amicably. Though he is an old man, okay, he controlled the situation amicably. That means he friendly, in the peaceful manner, he managed the situation. The snake's entry. Arrival of snakes. Accused Dasa. Student information. Actually, it was one sunny afternoon when the inmates of the Bangalore were at their siestate. That means they are taking a rest in a snap slip. A cyclist rang his bell at the gate frantically and announced, "A big cobra has got into your compound. It crossed my wheel." He pointed to his track under the gate and resumed his journey. Actually, the cyclist one who came, he rang his bell at the gate frantically, excitedly, and he announced, "A big cobra has entered in your compound. It crashed my wheels." And then he pointed to its track under the gate. He saw it is enter under the gate, and he started his journey. The family, actually in the beginning I told you, the family consists of a mother and her 4 sons, assembled at the gate in a great agitation, in the great anxious, in the great fear. The old servant Dasa was sleeping in the shed. The shoe came out of his slip, and they announced to him the arrival of the cobra. But the Dasa replied, "No, there is no cobra. There is no cobra at all," he replied. And he tried that to neglect the news, the matter. They swore at him and forced him to take an interest in the cobra. So they are just telling promisingly the cobra has entered, and then they forced him to get interest on the cobra. The thing is somewhere here, if it is not found before the evening, we will dismiss you. The house members were ordered him. Something is here. Okay. If you not found before the evening, we will dismiss you, they said. Your neglect of the garden and the lawns is irresponsible for all the dreadful things coming in. So here everyone are blaming, and Dasa is considered as accused because he is not maintaining the garden properly. They are knocking out. The lawns are responsible. You are the responsible for all those things that dreadful things are coming. Because you are neglecting the garden and the lawns is responsible for all. You are dropped. They looked accusingly at Dasa. You have the laziest servant on the earth. They are criticizing. You are the laziest servant on the earth, they say. You have to keep the surrounding tidy. See how you are keeping the surrounding very tidy. I have been asking for a grass cut. Now, Dasa said, I'm asking a grass cutter for a month, but you are not responding me. You are not hearing my voice. But he had to keep the surrounding tidy, and in one voice they ordered him to manage with the available things and learn not to make a demand. The neighbors came and surrounded, and they said, try to manage available things. One word they ordered to, don't and learn not to demand, learn not to make a demand. What the available things are there, you have to use and you have to maintain the garden. See now, the terrible things are dreadful things are entering. So they are just announcing those things. A heated debates. So the neighbors were started to debate. The neighbors being to talk about how much it would cost to buy a grass cutter. A man suggested he could not think of buying any article made of iron till either the war. He chanted the trivialities of wartime prices. The second son of the house remarked that he could get anything at controlled prices. So the heated debates were followed. Then the talk took a reversal attitude. So the college boy, the student gave the information of the house, said that 30,000 people die of snake bite every year in America. The boy further elaborated the statistics. He pointed out that in every 20 minutes someone would be dying of cobra bite. The mother was in the state of fear and confusion. And then what happened? So they continue to start. And the next, the rest watching apathetically. They are all are seeing very sadly, showing with the emotion and feeling. At this point, the college boy at the house battered with the at high rate. So he just shares the statistics of a snake bite. Every people are dying 20 minutes once. 20 minutes someone in dying of a cobra bite. So, taking her, one person has to lost his life somewhere. Mother really screamed. She screamed really. And then the compound looked sinister. The compound is looked very sinister. That means very silent. Okay, very shockingly. The boys brought it a bamboo stick and pressed one to into other hands of the servant also. He just one boy bought a bamboo stick and pressed on into the servant hand. He kept desolately. He kept desolately moving or jumping from one thing to another. Disconnect her. Poking into the foliage and poking into a cluster of leaves. They are trying to search in the bushes, in the grasses. Those things are doubtful of the those things are leaves are grown like a cluster, so all are searching. So though all are searching whether it is hide itself in the back of the bushes or in the lawn. So everyone are searching through the help of the sticks what they have, poking into the foliage with a cynical heart. That means it is a doubtful of that. Okay, and then the fellow is beating about the bushes. Someone cried apathetically. They tracked up their doties and seized every available knife and crowbar and began to hack the garden. So everyone they are ready to catch the snakes. So they track up their doties. So everyone are trying to searching the snake. Okay, what could not be trimmed was cut to the root. The inner walls of the house brightened with the unobstructed glare streaming in. When there was nothing more to be done, Dasa asked triumphantly, "Where is the snake?" So everyone are searching, and then everyone are cutting all those things, those who are not maintained properly. So they are with the help of whatever available materials, with the help of everyone are searching. At last, the Dasa is asking, "Where is the snake? Where is the snake?" So, an old now, the entry of a beggar and snake charmer. So, what happened? An old beggar cried for alms at the gate. So, the old woman was begging in the at the gate. They told her that to Prestor when we are engaged to snake hunt. So they are told, "Don't disturb us. We are very busy in engaging a snake." On hearing it, the news was heard by the old woman. She's become very happy. "You are fortunate. You are the luckiest person. It is God Subramanya who has come to visit you. Okay, it's not a snake. It's a God Subramanya who has come to visit you. Don't kill the snake," she replied. She said, "Mother, the house of the mother was very heartily agreement that, yeah, you are right. I forgot all about my promised Abhishekam," she replied. "This is a reminder." She thought, it is a reminder. She gave a coin to the beggar. And then she promised to send down a snake charmer as to she went. And she went out. And then presently an old man appeared and introduced himself and announced himself as, "I am a snake charmer." The gathered around the person. He spoke to them of his life and activities and his power over a snake. They said admiringly, "How do you catch them?" They asked, "How do you catch them?" And then thus he replied, pouncing upon a hypothetical snake on the ground. They pointed the direction in which the cobra had gone and asked him to go ahead. He looked helplessly about and said, "If you show me the snake, I will at once catch it. Otherwise, what can I do?" The moment you see it again, send for me. I live nearby. He gave his name and address and departed. So what happened? The snake charmer came and announced himself as a snake charmer, and all them are around them, and then he started to he spoke to them of his life and activities, what his power, everything over the snakes, and then everyone said admiringly, all are said, they are said admiringly, very some admirers with the impress, they are asked, how do you catch them? He said, pouncing upon an apathetical snake on the ground. Okay, that means assumed to exist. He has assumed this to exist, and then he now the people showed they just show the where the snake gone. Okay, and then they pointed the direction in which the cobra had gone, and asked him to go ahead. Okay, but he looked helplessly, the snake charmer looked helplessly. What they said, okay, if you show me the snake, I will at once catch it. You have to show the snake, I will at once catch it. Otherwise, what can I do? He just said that. The moment you see, at the second. Next, whether you see the snake at the moment, you just inform me. I live nearby. He gave his name and his address, and he departed and he left. So the snake charmer left the home, and he just gave the address, everything. Okay. So Dasa's master's plan. Actually, it was the time of 5 o'clock in the evening. Okay, all the inmates are neighbors are throw away their sticks and implements, and retire to take verandas to rest. Whatever the material they had to cut the bushes, lawns, everything. They just throw and in veranda and they are taking rest. They heard turned up every sum in the garden and cut down every grass's blade and shrub, so that the tiniest insect coming into the garden should have no cover. Okay, now the garden is very clean, it's maintaining everything was cutted. Okay, everything had and cut down every grasses, bushes, shrubs, and so that the tiniest in case a small insect coming into the garden, it should have no cover there. Okay, they were loudly discussing the various measures they would take to protect themselves against reptiles in the future. In case in the future, whether they in case they are facing any problem in because of reptiles, they are discussing how to protect themselves like that. Okay, when Dasa appeared before them, carrying a water pot, carrying a water pot whose mouth was sealed. Okay, the water pot mouth was sealed with a slab of stone, a small stone. With the help of this small stone, it was covered. The part was covered. He put down and said, I have caught him in this. I caught the snake in this. I caught a snake in this. I saw him peeping out of it. I saw him. It was peeping out it. I saw him before he could see him. He could see me. I saw him before he could see me. He explained lengthily what strategy he used to catch the snake. He had employed to catch and seal up the snake in the pot. Everyone stood at the safe distance, and just they are staring on the pot. Dasa had the glow of champion on his face. Something he was achieved. So his face was glowing like that. Okay. And then, don't call me an idler hereafter. Here Dasa said, hereafter don't call me lazy. Don't call me a lazy. He said. Mother complimented him on his sharpness and wished she had placed some milk in the post in the post has in short of religious duty. So the owner of the house, the mother, okay, she complimented him and his of his sharpness. She wished she had placed some milk in the post as a sort of religious duty. Dasa picked up the pot cautiously, carefully, and walked off, saying that he would leave the pot with its content with the snake charmer living nearby. So Dasa took the pot and he started to walk carefully, of saying that he going to leave the pot with its content. The snake is in the content with the snake charmer who is living nearby us. He became the hero of the day. He became the hero of the day, and he did something brave deeds. They watched him great admiration and decided to reward him adequately. All are watching with a great admiration. They decided to reward something adequately. And then, so, departure of Dasa, Cobra and the compound wall, crawled under the gate of disappeared, escaped from their criticism. So, it was a 5 minutes since Dasa was gone. Dasa, just a moment he was gone, when the youngest son cried. Okay, the house of the one of the youngest son, he cried. See there, out of the hole in the compound wall, a cobra has emerged. A cobra is coming out. See, like this he was crying. It glided along towards the gate. He glided along towards the gate, paused for a moment to look at the gathering in the veranda with his hood half open. Everyone was shockingly seeing that the snake was glided towards the gate. For a moment, everyone was shockingly and seeing gathered to there. So, off open, everyone are seeing very shocking. Their actions is very shock. Okay, hood off open. It crawled under the gate and disappeared along a drain. It was crawled under the gate and disappeared along a drain. When they recovered from the shock, they asked. So the snake disappeared after they recovered from the shock. Does it mean that there are two snakes here? The one person is asked here. That means there is two snakes here? Like that. The college boy murmured. He just murmured himself, I wish I had taken the risk to knock the water pot from the Dasa's hand. We might have to know what is it contained. So, the college boy murmured himself, I had to take a risk too and knocked out the pot. I want to check out the water pot, what Dasa contains in the water pot, what Dasa contains in the hand. Does it mean that there are two snakes here? The college boy murmured. I wish I had taken the risk and knocked the water pot from Dasa's hand. We might have known what it contained. The clever old servant fools his family by producing a pot without a snake. The writer here portrays the frantic hunt for the snake. In contrast, when the snake does shows up, his cool demeanor seems to say there is not a problem. So here the clever old servant fools his family by producing a pot without a snake. Just if we make to try to fool. And then the writer here portrays in a contrast when the snake does show up, his cool demeanor seems to say there is not a problem in that. So I hope you all understand this story. I think you were enjoyed in this humor. So how here the writer is insisting in the Indian people behavior. It is mostly the Indian people, they never used to beat a snake, because even though it is a dreadful, they in Indian people as well as they will worship. So here how the R.K.Narayan use a humor. The old the old servant Dasa, how he was managed, and then how he escaped from the criticism. So this is the overall story of A Snake in the Grass. Thank you for watching.